Hey, how are y'all? Happy New Year's. Well, soon to be. Okay, so I am back in Shen's Wonderland, and I've been working on this nest. Wow, all the browns. Now, I'm not telling you what browns because you may or may not have the pencils I have with any nest you're working on. Any nest you're doing, let me suggest that you follow the line and keep the same color. It's going to make it look more uniform, okay? Also, these little bits in the back should be the darkest, okay? Also, yeah, there's more. To make a nest look like it's rounded on top and sunken down in the bottom, okay, you're going to want to deepen all of this, and this here will be lighter because you really want that nested little bowl shape. So what I've done is I've just grabbed the darkest brown, this one's called Beaver, and I'm going to come in and just start going over all this. Now I've got the regular color down first so that we've got that uniformity in color. Yes, I'm coloring upside down again. Actually, it's gotten to where it doesn't matter all that much. Not to me, because a lot of times I turn my book and everything anyway. Now, I'm going to say that the nest starts coming up right here, and it's sunken down through here. So this is where I'm going to put my line, coming around. And then I'll fade it out as it comes up that side a little bit. I wish I had a real nest here to show you what I was talking about. But if you will get on your phone and Google it, oh hey, I can do that because I'm on my tablet. All right. Let's look up nest, and then there. Okay, so I've put in nest, and then I'm going to come over and do images. And then, do you see how it's darker here? Let me see if there's one that's a little more like what we're doing. See, the back side of that one's darker. Okay, here we go. I think this is going to be generic enough. See how it's darker here, here, and around here. Then this part is a little bit lighter. Let's go back one. Was that in the picture even? Okay, let's do this again. Pull this down, make it brighter. There. All right, so as we look, here, here, and here is darker. So that, for me, would be here, and then a little bit up here. So I'm having to go back and forth between the tablet and the phone and the photo to make sure I'm able to show you everything in here. See how this one right here, that part is darker, and then the sides come up medium, and then across here is lighter. But still, all these twigs are many, many different colors. Okay, so use your phone to look at pictures of what you're coloring so that as you're doing this, you're getting those shadows and such in the right places. So this is really going to need to be deepened. All right, see how that's already starting to look more sunken down? Now, to make this look more in the background, same thing. And if you're bouncing around up there, I'm sorry. You're clipped onto the tablet's actually laying on a shelf that is setting on top of my work surface. And I'll erase that later. Anywhere where I get into these little eggs, I'll just erase that later. But I really want to get this darker. And I can go even darker down here in the center. Because think of it, those eggs are pitching shadows around. Now, do you see the difference just between this and this? How this looks more sunken back. Okay. All these pencils are rolling around. Get you back in the screen. Let me get this light. Does that help you a little maybe? Hey, it's a learning curve. So I'm going to get this darkened up. And I can really bear down on this because I want it dark. But see, it's going to have lights and darks in there because of those other colors that I put in first. So take your time on that outside area when you're doing a nest, because you are building all the layers that you're really going to be moving down into as you add this deeper center. In a center, I can go really dark because that's way down at the bottom. And all the overlapping shadows from the eggs are down there. Okay. So now, if you go back to the first of the video here, you'll see what we started with. And then you can forward to the end and see what we ended with. I should have taken a picture on my phone of the before. Didn't even think about that. Now that I'm working on my phone and my tablet, or I'm working on my tablet and have the phone free to use, really getting down in there, going around these eggs, really deep in that. And see, I could have just left the nest the way it was. But now by going that extra step, my nest has some shape to it. And see, I'm getting a little lighter as I come out. I'll clean up any areas that need cleaning up. I'm not even worried about that right now. Look how much better that's looking though, y'all. So take the time, do the extra little bit. And see, this is up over the top. So I know I don't want to go over the top of that. Don't want to go over any of that. I just want to make sure that I'm getting down under the edges. Let's see, these go underneath, so I can go over them. In fact, I'll go right up to this one piece here, because that one piece is going over the top of this piece. So that's just a good spot to kind of hang out at. Now, that was a dark, dark brown. For my Crayola pencils, it was actually beaver, because I've got that bigger set. Now, I suggest, whoops, I went into the egg again. I suggest a dark brown or a darker brown, not going straight to black. Go straight to black and it's going to be a little bit too harsh. Okay, now that that's pretty well honed in on that, the next thing I'm going to do is look for my black pencil. Is this black? Yeah. So then I'm going to black, and I'm going to come around here and then fade out. Fade out. Go around the edges of the eggs and then fade out. What that's doing is setting that egg down in the nest, adding one more degree of shadows. Now, I'm not going to go around this part. That's the top. This is the top. This is on top of the egg, so in this instance, I could go around this edge. Fading out. And you can see there that it's got a lot of depth to it now. So just keep going. Just remember to do that fade as you come out. And like right here, if I really want to pop that one up, I can go darker right through there. And then that's going to pop some of those little pieces up. See there? So just go ahead and pop those up. Over here, I could go across like this. Okay. I could go right here. So just look at your nest that you're doing and see where you could add to get even more depth in there. So I'll go here because there's one that's on top, and then I'm going to go a little bit here, but not very far because that comes around to the outside. So you really are going to have to pay attention to your lines and see what's going around and wrapping, and take care to keep each of those little twigs in their place. And if you go over one that you felt like you weren't supposed to, maybe it's, you know, there's no coloring police. Don't worry about it. It's going to look fine in the end. It will. Okay, and I'll go to there and then come on back around here some. Now, this is the very, very bottom. So I'm really going to attack that. And you think, well, why'd you bother with the brown? Because it added another layer of color. Okay? So, there you go. With minimal effort, I was able to push the center of that nest all the way down and pop the sides up and give some depth. Okay? All right, so good luck with any nest you're working on. Have fun with it, and I will see you at a later date. Bye.